It's hard to get good figures, but there are something like 25,000 grain growers in Australia producing tens of millions of tonnes of grain each year. They're all end users of the research that the CRC has been doing. So most of those farmers will be storing grain on farm, typically in metal silos like that, and most of those who store grain will be using phosphine at one time or another. So everyone's talked about phosphine resistance. We know it's important, and we know it's particularly bad in the rusty grain beetle. So in our project, we want to make sure that we address the need of farmers. So we conducted silo-scale trials following the label for phosphine fumigation to see if it would work against resistant beetles, particularly the rusty grain beetle. Now, you'll see some tablets up there. Farmers typically use phosphine that's generated from aluminium phosphide tablets. They react with moisture in the air and the grain to release the gas. So they have a fairly simple label. They apply 1.5 tablets per cubic metre, and they don't monitor it. They don't have gas monitoring equipment. They have to rely on having a well-sealed silo and the right dosage. So we conducted trials in silos. We were measuring gas, environmental variables, and we had cages of resistant insect populations in there, all life stages: eggs, pupae, adults, larvae. One of the things about fumigating in a silo, it's not like in the lab. You get different concentration profiles at in different parts of the silo. Typically, low down in the silo, you get lower concentrations. We fumigated warm grain, and warm grain is normally fumigated for 7 days. We controlled 4 out of 5 species in 7 days. We got large numbers of survivors of the rusty grain beetle, so the label failed there. That's an important message. With the extended fumigation period of 10 days, we got very high levels of control, almost complete control of rusty grain beetle. So modifying the fumigation label will be necessary to control these insects. I don't think we've finished the job yet. We need more research under different conditions. In cooler grain, for example, the fuming is going to be less effective. We need to address that issue, and we need to further refine the label. But I think we've made major steps towards improving performance of phosphine in the farm sector. Thank you.